And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second broadcast of the night. Welcome back, everyone, to the... Hold on, I need to set this up. Bam! And... Bam! There we go. Welcome back, everyone, to the Christmas Cup. Welcome back to the group stage, round of 16 of the Christmas Cup, and we're diving in mid-series here into our first match of the night. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the blue Protoss player. Representing the Platinum Heroes, it is Art. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. Representing Team Platoon, leading the series 1-0, it is Nikich. Here we go. So I do apologize, do need to quickly sort out these overlays, as we had to very quickly switch from one tournament to the next. So again, I do apologize. We'll just have to fix up those overlays because we are not casting Club NV. Un momento. One moment there. Here we go. Beautiful. As we are diving into this, for those that are maybe curious to what this is, the brackets should be updated. The bracket command should be updated here, and this is an event, a pretty big event actually. It's quite a lot of money on the line, quite a big event here for the European scene, for the European region here. A lot of players are taking part from all over Europa. We have players like Wayne, like Art, like Nikich, like Shameless, like Night Phoenix, as well. Nikaract, for example. So plenty of players are competing here, are duking it out to determine who's able to come out on top and come out with the bulk of the prize pool. Here we go. Sorry, I'm just double checking. It is, I believe, yeah, just under 3K USD here as a prize pool. And we are covering the group stage, the round of 16. We've been covering, like, we started with the round of 64, then we covered the round of 32, and now we're down here to the round of 16. Tomorrow is going to be the round of 8. The day after that is going to be the finals and the semifinals as well. So a weekend chock full of StarCraft to determine our Christmas champion. You may be wondering, hold up, wasn't Christmas a while ago? Wasn't Christmas like last month? True, this event has been running since last month. The event has been running since the beginning of December, so it's been a long time coming here. And, you know, Christmas, sometimes it comes early, sometimes it comes late. But it's coming nonetheless, as we have a Twilight Council opener, very aggressive build here from Art. Again, because we were busy with Master Colosseum, we did miss out on game number 1. In game number 1 here, and now we're getting into game number 2 instead, and following this into its conclusion, into the winners match, into the decider match as well. This is a GSL group, and we can go over the groups soon thereafter. For now, it is going to be a Twilight Council opener here from Art, going to Glaive Adepts, and the Overlord is going in for a Scout. It is going to be 4-gate Glaive Adepts here from Art, quite aggressive. Something that's interesting about this is that there is currently no Robo, but it should be on the horizon soon as the Overlord does dive in and does confirm. Big Scout here by Nikich. We don't know what happened in game 1, unfortunately. We're not fully aware of what did occur. But regardless, Big Scout, Roach Warren's already on the way, and Nikich is preparing back at home, soon to be cutting workers at around 40 to 45 at most, and amassing links. And I was curious, okay, so this is a macro variation of Glaive Adepts. It is 4-gate Glaive Adepts, that is true, but no Robo. No Robo means no Warp Prism. It means the money that would have been spent on that Robo is being spent instead on the Nexus. So faster third base here from Art, in favor of, you know, losing that Robo and not having a Warp Prism. Now, the downside, of course, means that we have to reinforce back at home. We're going for big warp ins back at home. Adept's going to be shading across the map. And we'll see if Art can make some magic happen here. So this is less committed because there's no Robo, more economic because of the fast third. But Nikich saw this coming ahead of time, and he is ready for it. Let's go. He is ready for what comes next. As the Adepts are going to be forced back for the time being. We have a Ling Roach still going to chase down these Adepts as well. As we threaten the shade. And Art doesn't commit. Now from here, Nikich he cut workers really early on. Actually, and he's supply blocked. The question becomes: do we go all in or do we drone? The answer: we're droning. We have 7 drones on the way. That supply block was brutal. As a result, Art has a worker lead. Art is ahead in the economy, and he retains his adept army. Behind this, sentries are on the way. We should be working towards a Robo. There it is. Robo is thrown down for immortal production. 2 more gates, so it's going to be 6 gates in total. A very aggressive follow-up. So what's important? We got a fast third. We were able to saturate. We retained our adept army, and we're going to be going for an even stronger 3-base push with a little bit more added to it, with immortals, with, I imagine, sentries. We have forge for +1. We are building up. Meanwhile, Nikich is trying to catch up in droning, trying to saturate all of his bases here, attempting to catch back up. As I'm just catching up with the chats, how long ago were these games played? Live. Or technically 2 minutes ago, because there's a 2-minute delay on stream. So you're hearing this 2 minutes in the past. Or in the future. There you go. But yeah, these games are being played live here, and the Adepts, they continue to threaten shades across the map. As we mentioned, this event did begin in December and has been running for quite some time, and we're here to crown our champion this weekend. This weekend here, as it is going to be a 3-day playoffs. Day 1 tonight, which is the round of 16. Day 2 tomorrow is going to be the round of 8, and the day after that is going to be the semifinals and the finals on Sunday. Here we go. Hallucination is going to be moving out. Meanwhile, Art, he's just turtling up here on 3 bases, working towards a 4th. I assumed he was going to be moving out with this Immortal army, and he may still move out, but working towards Colossus, Extentable Lance. 2nd Robo's on the way for double Colossus production. It's quite a lot here. Quite a lot that we're still building up towards. So Art taking a more defensive position here instead. Ooh, as the Lings, they come in for a wraparound, we do force a cancel. A big cancel here on the base. Does deny the 4th, does delay it at least. Likewise, Adepts are going to be moving out. I mean, we do have glaives, so may as well make use of it. It's going to be threatening some run-bys. Meanwhile, I love this from Nikich. He has recognized that, hold up, you're taking a 4th. Hold up, you're taking up into Colossus. I know what I can do. Throw down Infestation Bit, work towards Hive Tech, work towards Lurkers. So this is the correct move. As a Zerg player here, it is very important to identify when your opponent is being tech-heavy and when your opponent is turtling up like this. So because Art wants to fight back at home, because he's being so passive, Nikich can get away with taking up so greedily, rushing into everything here. And that means that even though Art is going to be able to get up to 4 Colossi and get up to a robust army on 4 bases, by the time he does, Nikich is going to have Hydra Lurker Viper. Nikich will have the ideal late game army here, or the ideal anti-ground toss army already. So Nikich identifying what's going on and responding in kind. Meanwhile, Adepts are going to be shaving off some of these things, pushing towards the roaches. Ooh. And then we will commit to the shave. We get into the mineral lines. Adepts at the 3rd, Adepts in the 4th base as well. Good target firing out of Nikich, breaking down as many drones as he can. He gets 10 workers in total. He gets into the natural. Even more drones are going down. Ooh, Nikich losing far too much. And Art able to get 14 drone kills. Ay, ay, ay. Nikich in quite a bit of trouble. But even though he lost a lot of his workers, here come the Lunkers. And this is what's important. The main army here is still going to be looking powerful for Nikich, as the first wave of Lunkers are on the way. Lurker range about to finish up. We do have Adaptive Talents to soon thereafter. There is Adaptive Talents being researched, and Vipers are on the way as well. Now, Art is pushing with 3 Colossi. You know, this is a hefty army. It's terrifying. It's crazy. But he's pushing into Lurkers. And you can't push into Lurkers. Not with this. Not without, like, either Disruptors or more Immortals. Good angle of attack. He's going to rotate around. Lurkers, they keep up. They do zone Art away. How many Lurkers? We pick up 1. There's 8 more Lurkers behind this. And there's a Stargate. The beginning of Sky Toss. Alright, he recognizes what's going on. He's aware of the power behind all these lurkers, and he's getting ready to transition to Sky Toss, but there's a late transition out of Art because it was not a Stargate opener. So very late Stargate from our Protoss player. Charge is on the way. Dark Shrine as well. A couple of lurkers are being picked up here from behind, actually. Good pick-ups by Art. He gets one, he gets two, he gets three lurkers. And the force fields are looking good. He zones away the army. Art pushing through. He's gaining ground. We're running out of lurkers as well. We're bleeding out a lot. Bleeding out a lot of units, but good yoinks. We get one, we get two. Two Colossi go down. And there's almost nothing left here for Art. Yeah, it's being picked apart by these Vipers. They do pull back at the same time. Oh, Stalkers try to come in, but lurkers are in position. So far, good defense by Nikich. And he's forcing out more Immortals. At the same time, though... No! At the same time, a Prism gets into the main, but gets shut down. Nikich on top of everything here. Shutting down that Prism. Keeping on top of this army. There's the Fleet Beacon all the way, but again, the Fleet Beacon is late. The Sky Toss, likewise, is late as well. What I'm worried about, as we do deny the hatchery, that's a kill, not a cancel. Good pick up. But what I'm worried about here is that Nikich is about to max out. Nikich, he's about to max out on Hydra Lurker Viper with some Ravenous support. And when he does, he's going to be pushing. And when he pushes, what does Art have to defend? This is his army right now. He doesn't have much at home. Yeah, the momentum is swinging heavily here in Nikich's favor. He's moving out. He is maxed. And the problem here is that Art needs time. Good yoinks. Yoinks here on the Immortals. We do dive on top of the Vipers. Decent target firing, but the Lurkers, they're going hand. They take down almost every single Immortal. There's one Immortal left. We clean up that Lurker army, that is true, but that was a costly trade for Art. Meanwhile, we're remaxing on Roach Hydra. Nikich pushing everything through the center here. Alright, how many Immortals? He's down to 2 Immortals, soon to be 4. He's hyper fixated here on Immortal production. Without Lurkers, this army isn't as terrifying. I will say that. Let's try and push our way in. No, Art, he can hold. There's the overcharge. I do think Nikich is overextending. Again, I think he's overestimating the power of this army. Like, Lurkers add so much more complexity to this, and without Lurkers, Art is holding. He is holding strong. Oh, DT harass coming in. Oh my god, 9, 11 drones go down. 11, 13, soon to be 14 workers. Not like this. Detection does arrive. There it is. 8 lurkers in production, but it's going to take a while here. By the time we push out, we're finally getting to Sky Toss. It's happening. We are working towards those carriers. Will we have enough though? There's going to be 2 carriers by the time the army pushes. And where do we push? Do we go for the fringe base to shut down the economy? Do we go for the kill and go for the natural or the third? Where does Nikich move out? Where do we push? As Nikich gets eyes on the observer. Oh, does yoink. Oh, doesn't he? Oh no, it doesn't get the observer. Observer does survive. That's a little bit unfortunate. The Roach Hydra's being shut down. Art is stabilizing, by the way. Like 100%. Art, he is stabilizing at this point. He is maxing out himself. He's refining his army, getting to Sky Toss. I do think that the Roach Hydra counterattack by Nikich was a mistake. It was a bit of a misstep, maybe that's a better way to put it. Where I think he was a little bit overconfident with his army. Without lurkers, he could not push in. And now that he has lurkers, he missed his window. He missed his opportunity. Did miss it. DT is getting even more damage on these Dark Temple. The Invisible Man! We are achieving so much. 8 more drones go down. Nikich, his economy is being crippled, and he's all in. Nikich is at 200 supply. He's maxed out, and he doesn't really have the best economy here. He has a bank to work with, but like he needs to trade very efficiently. And here we go. We're pushing on in. Arch, he evacuates the base. He knows he cannot defend, and he's pushing right through the middle. Arch catching Nikich off guard. Going for a base trade. And Arch, he has a massive death ball of an army. Pushing his way in. Gets on top of the Nidus. Gets on top of the Roach Hydra army as well. He will shut this base down. Again, Nikich, he's in a lot of trouble at this point. 17 drones fall. The Lurkers, they race back home. He did kill a Nexus, but that's all he killed. The probe survived. Meanwhile, Art, he killed 20 drones and a hatchery, and he can keep pushing. Still has far too much to deal with. There is a wave of Lurkers. We can rotate around. We can just deny bases. We can just deny the 5th over and over again. 7, rotate over towards the 3rd. Oh. Yoink's gonna be coming in. We get 1, we get 2. We get 2 carriers, and we're not done. Oh, every single carrier gonna be falling here. A good catch by Nikich, a very necessary catch. At the same time, that's a kill, not a cancel on the hatchery. Another base falls for Nikich. He's still stuck on 4 bases. Now, Nikich, he may have reset the carriers, but there's a big difference here. Art has an economy. Art is double expanding. Nikich is stuck on 4 bases, while Art is working on a 5th and a 6th base. Nikich doesn't have a bank, is what I'm getting at. He can't sustain his losses. The longer this goes on, the better it becomes for Art. Art needs time. Nikich needs to make it happen here and now. Does have a good army, but this has to be it. Here we go. Nikich pushing right through the center. Gonna be yoinking those carriers once again. Gonna be looking for those yoinks, but the High Templar! Big overextension. High Templar go down. Another High Templar gets picked up. No storms! Storm is finishing in 5 seconds, and every High Templar just went down. Ay, ay, ay. Storms would have changed everything. We're gonna try to collapse here, but there are so many Lurkers here on the ground. The carriers, they get yoinked. The Immortals fall, and Nikich, he has done it. He's broken through. He cleans up the army, and Nikich will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Nikich for taking down his opponent 2-0. This, though, was not an easy game. This was very wild, very back and forth. Very back and forth here. As we went one way, then the other. The pendulum swung in favor of either player here at times. Art had a little momentum for a time there, but that was, I think the big winning moment there clearly was Storm, right? Storm was 10 seconds off, and before Storm could finish, Art lost 4 High Templar. Imagine 4 Storms in that final fight. Honestly, like 4 Storms, maybe Art wins that fight. And remember, behind it, there was no economy, there was no bank, so if Art forced back Nikich then and there, he most likely wins from that point. So that was a crucial moment there. All High Templar fell, and with that, Nikich does take it 2-0. He advances on to the winner's match, where he is waiting for either Wayne or Ashbringer.